Okay, so you've seen my videos on how to use this Roland A-Pro series 300, 500, and 800 to work with the Kronos, specifically the Kronos jaw bars of the CX3 engine, and the buttons and the rotary controls and all that. But it won't work unless it has the Kronos control maps that I've developed loaded into the keyboard itself. And that's something I didn't go over in my previous videos that I want to now, is how to get those maps onto your keyboard. So, let's load up a web browser and we'll go trouble some Corsair YouTube. This is where we'll get the download for the control maps. On Google Drive, if I click this, it's gonna open up, hopefully. Okay, so it might have trouble with the preview, but don't worry. Just download it. It's a zip file folder. It should be very small. So let's extract it. And it's going to get us a folder that is called A-Pro Kronos. Alright. So inside we have 19 control maps and another subdirectory that has the original control maps. Okay. So, how do we get these MIDI files onto our keyboard? Well, you're going to need to first make some connections. So we see here, I have the power, a MIDI cable that's going from the MIDI out to the Kronos MIDI in, and then I have a USB cable which is hooked up to my computer. You can either turn it on DC or USB. So let's go USB power, and when you turn it on, your computer should react. Hopefully it should automatically install drivers if this is your first time using the A-Pro with your computer. If not, you'll have to download and install the drivers manually. One thing to note is that if you press these two buttons together, you go into the kind of edit mode, where you want to make sure, using the scroll knob here, the USB setting, the driver is on. This is the USB advanced driver, and when it's on, it works with computers. When it's off, it works with keyboards like the Kronos. This series of Roland keyboards can be powered USB. So you don't even need power. You can just hook it into the back of the Kronos via USB and it'll read the MIDI notes that you play. The problem is with my system exclusive files that is being transmitted to the Kronos to use the control changes with the drawbars and everything, that has to be done with a MIDI cable because USB doesn't transmit syzx files or syzx messages. So that's just something to note. If you have your USB setting driver to off, then you're going to have problems connecting with the computer. So, this is the program you need. And there's a disc, a CD that comes with the Roland A-Pro series when you buy it new, or when you buy it used, it might be also included. But you'll have this software, and that it looks very much like the control panel on the actual keyboard itself. It has the software representation for all of these controls here, right? All of these sliders, knobs, and everything. Okay. To make the connection, we have to go to options, and we can show messages and MIDI devices. Okay, the input port should be set to A-Pro 2. A-Pro 1 might work, but this has worked best for me. The output port should be just MIDI Pro. I mean A-Pro. Not the MIDI out, not the Microsoft Waves synth table or anything like that. It should look exactly like this. Hopefully, if your computer recognizes your keyboard through that USB connection, you'll have those options to select. Okay? So now, let's open, and we'll go to our folder that we just downloaded from my YouTube link. And we'll select the first one, Combi Timbre 1 Pro. Okay, we see all of my SysX messages are loaded in. If you click on one of these controls, you'll see the code that I've put in here. And where are we going to save this control map to? Well, you would save it to control map 1. And then you just press the transmit button, and it'll say overwrite the default Cubase or whatever control map that you have loaded on there, and you can say yep, continue. And then hopefully, if that USB driver setting, advanced driver, is on, that'll work as it should be pretty fast. And then you can open up, well, now you can go to the second control map, right? Number 2 here, and then open the second one and transmit that. Now, when you're transmitting, you should see on the display of your keyboard that it's thinking. Let me hit the transmit button again. See? It'll do the receiving thing, and the little bars will go from up and down to tell you that it's thinking. And then it'll go back to its default screen. And that'll let you know that it's done, that it's loaded up everything. So it's just a matter of going through one by one. And let's say, let's go with control map 10. Open control map 10 and transmit it. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. Now let's scroll over to control map 10. It'll say Combi Timbre. Let's go over to our mixer page on the Kronos and see that, ooh, the Kronos is responding. When I move, I can also unmute the various tracks. When pressing the buttons or moving the sliders. So, yay, it works. I think that ought to do it for now. It's just a matter of, this is Windows 10, and I've also tried this on Windows 7. I've not tried this on Windows Vista or Windows 8 or Windows 8.1. So, but yeah, if it works on Windows 7 and Windows 10, you should be able to get it working on whatever computer you have, if it's running Windows. If you have a Mac, I don't know if this will work for you. See you later.